Hello, everyone. It is great to be here. And my name is Gary Fowler. I am the host of GSD Presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech. We are a venture capital / venture studio / accelerator. We love startups from all over the world. We are Silicon Valley based. And with great pleasure that I have as my guest, Paulina and Thore. Paulina Jänsch, I hope I get her name right, and Thore Vogel are venture capitalists. They're located in Barcelona. They've got incredible backgrounds. They're driven, they're optimistic, they're entrepreneurial. And this is right from Paulina. And Thore is a founder of a venture capital company that focuses on impact investing. Together with my co-founder, Paulina, we want you to bring your ideas to life by providing you with the necessary seed capital. With that, here we go. Hello.
Hey guys.
Hi. So great to have you on the show today. So tell me a little bit about it. Well, I'm going to make it a little smaller so I see both of you. But so how did you you're not from Barcelona originally, correct?
Right. We are both from Germany and we met here in Barcelona in our studies. We did a master in finance and that's how also the company started.
That sounds great. And so I got a question for you. So you spent some time, Thore, in China. How was that?
It was amazing. Like for me, it was actually a really good experience. It was in my very early days, like when I was 18. I went there straight after high school in Germany and it was super nice. It was really humbling also in a way, but definitely I gained a lot of confidence there and the people were always nice to me. So, I mean, everywhere I traveled so far, the people have been very, very nice. And it was super nice in China.
And where were you in China?
So I was in Beijing for 6 months. Then I stayed for a month in Shanghai, and then I went down to Qingdao, which is actually it was a German colony before. And
Qingdao, I mean, the cities. Now that's a new one. I've never heard that. A German colony. Did they speak German?
Not really, but actually there were some buildings that just looked like home. It was insane. And what's interesting is that the Chinese beer was actually the brewery of the Chinese beer started in Qingdao. So basically the Germans in a way like started brewing in Qingdao, and now it's like one of the biggest breweries, which is Tsingtao.
That's amazing. Wow, that's a great story. So tell me a little bit about. Then you went to American Business School of Paris. First of all, why in the world would you go to American school in Paris?
Well, that's
doesn't sound like something wrong with that picture, you know?
That's about right, yeah. So the real reason is, I mean, I think I have to tell you the real reason. The real reason was that when I was studying in China, I was actually working on the side, but as I was a student, I was very young. I didn't realize you would need a working visa to actually work in the country, right? So we did some jobs over there, and at some point, yeah, the guys were not so amused about it anymore because they figured out that we don't have a working visa and we were working like 20 hours a week around. So at some point, they just told us that we could not continue staying in China. So it was actually, yeah. So
I got China, huh?
Yeah, I got literally like deported from China on Christmas Eve. Or I think it was the 25th, actually, the 25th of December. And then I had to figure out a way to continue the studies, of course, because I started my bachelor's there. And then I was contacting all of the partner universities of the Chinese one. And the one in Paris was actually the one that replied the first and said I could just come over and continue the studies there. So I think it was then 2 or 3 weeks later, I switched completely. I was in China on Christmas Eve, and then 3 weeks later, I was studying in Paris.
I love that we have the China deported story now finally online and live.
Wow. All right. And then you stayed in, where's EADA? Where's that located?
Sorry?
Where's EADA Business School?
The ABS?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
EADA on your LinkedIn profile.
IADA. This is actually the school in Barcelona. We studied the master in finance at.
Oh, okay, I got it. Okay,
so that's the next step.
Okay, so Paulina, now tell me a little bit about yourself. So where are you from in Germany?
Yeah, I'm from Essen, which is close to Düsseldorf, Cologne, in the western part of Germany, not too far from where Thore is from himself. And then I also did some traveling, went to the States, to San Diego when I was, I think, 15, did some high school there, and then went to the Netherlands twice to study international business and marketing, and in between did an exchange in Singapore, and then went to Barcelona to do my final studies. So I've spent also a lot of time in the last years, more abroad than home actually. But yeah, loving the international life. I mean, yeah, it's
So
always interesting.
where did you meet? Did you meet in China, or did you meet, or in Singapore, or did you meet in Yada or whatever, Barcelona? Is that where you met, or?
Yeah, exactly.
Barcelona.
In Barcelona and Yada.
That's amazing. Okay, so tell me a little bit about Lena. So you looked down through, and you worked in Ernst and Young. Did you both work in E&Y or not?
No, it was just Paulina.
I worked there for an internship, which was a very cool experience to be in a big corporate and to see how everything works there. And yeah, so that was like one of my first internships. And then afterwards, I did project management, which right now actually comes in quite handy. So I think the combination of marketing, project management, and finance, those three kind of studies or field of studies, are actually really good preparation for venture capital, because on the one hand you have to understand the numbers and investing the financial markets, what's going on the other hand it's good to understand people and the market, and how can this founder bring this product actually to the people, and create impact with that. So I think that I don't know, my education and experience kind of made me end up with venture capital.
I got it. And then, so you formed a company called Leonox. What was that all about? So you've done, your three passions: founders analyzing early stage business models and the sensitivity to understand people, motivations, and talent. So what happened? Is that you still have that today, Leonox, or where's that?
Exactly. That's the baby we're working on every day.
Oh, that's so. Tell me a little bit. So you have that. Then you went down through, and you've got Leonox. Then you've got Rosamilla Nature Products. What's that about? Is that your own? So to make sexual health and intimate care as natural as it should. What is it?
Yeah, so Rosamilla is one of the startups that we have worked with since a few months now already. They're one of our consulting companies. They created a vaginal lubrication pearl. I've said this so many times that I am not embarrassed at all anymore to speak about it, but I'm sorry. But in many countries or with many people that we talk, this is actually still really a taboo topic. So initially what they do is they looked at Durex and at the usual lubrications, and they said, well, that doesn't work. It's not nice. It's not cool to use, and we don't enjoy it. And then they created a product which is better, way more natural and way more healthy. And that's what they do, and we love helping them with
What's the difference between natural and, what's the difference? Are the products organic, or what are the products?
Yeah, exactly. So the product itself is made from super organic ingredients like cocoa butter, exactly, and some other ingredients. And they were created by a alternatives medicine doctor. So she really knows, okay, this ingredients are good for the female body, and they actually help not only when you want to use it, how lubrication is usually used, so before sex, but also just as like a daily care, kind of like you put cream on your hands or in your face. You can also do that with your vaginal area, and it actually has a lot of health benefits even, because it prevents from the bladder to sink down, and therefore prevents what's it called again? Incontinence. Thank you. Exactly. An early incontinence. You can see Thore is just as much on top of them as I am. And so it's not only from a sexual point of view, but also from like a health and body care point of view. And those are really the startups that we look for. They want to they see a need in the market and they change it. And probably the people that use those usual lubrication products, they don't even know that there's something that much better outside.
Wow, that's amazing, actually. So are you both involved in the same company then? Are you both part of the Rosamilla or not?
So we basically are the founders of Linux, which is a venture capital that invests in sustainable startups. And Rosamilla is one of the companies that we consult.
Oh, I see. So you consult them too. So, and how much do you typically invest in a company?
So our ticket sizes are between like 30 and 100,000. So we are in the very early stage market. But
and how much have you invested so far?
We have 500,000 in assets under management right now, which is our first fund, and we are on the way of raising the second one at the end of the year.
No, that's super. So tell me a little bit about it. So you're you've gone down through. You had a really interesting background. I got a question. How in the world did you go to Chelyabinsk? That's not one of the places you can say in your word. Well, listen, I'm going to the South Ural plant tractor, our tractor plant. How did that happen?
It was like my dad was sending me there to work off some bad stuff I did in my life. No.
There you go. And you almost never came back, right?
Exactly. The second country I almost never came back from. There was actually my dad's a steel trader, so he has a steel trading company, and they do business with the companies down there. And then when I finished high school, he told me that I should get into some companies and look around. And then this was one of the internships I did for half a year. So I was living there I think from the middle of January onwards for 6 months. And it's not the best time to visit the Ural mountain area in January.
That's the worst time, actually, right?
It's crazy. It gets so cold down there. Like it literally, when you leave the house without gloves or if you don't protect the skin, it just hurts. It's so cold.
Yeah, I remember I was in Vladivostok one time and it was minus about 40. And I didn't understand what minus 40, but I actually had to put sunglasses on because your eyes would freeze. I mean, it got so cold. And I remember walking outside and I didn't have any long underwear. I just had jeans on. And the wind blew through me. It felt like you didn't have any clothes on at all. It's that cold.
It's insane.
Incredibly cold. Wow. So you did that. And then you went to Bruggen, Germany, all right?
Yeah.
And what made you decide? So you only spent 4 months at the tractor factory. Was your dad moving you the Bruggen too? Was that the part of the assignment, or what was it?
No, that's actually a town in Germany where I'm from. So this is all the local area where we have where my dad's company is at, and then I did a couple of internships there just to get started of high school with some work, and then after this 1 year of working, I went into the bachelor studies.
Interesting. And what about, so, okay, you did that. Why in the world did you go back to Russia? What was it? What happened? Did you say, I'm going to work for Bosco and this is going to be exciting? And did you enjoy yourself in Moscow? Was it interesting?
Yeah, it was really amazing. Like, I think the country and the people are very, very welcoming. Like, this is something I think many people don't expect from Russians, right? There's a different, you have these pre-assumptions, but actually the people are amazing and they're super welcoming. And I had a really good time in Moscow. Like, everyone received me well. I was treated like a local, and really, even not speaking the language in the beginning, it was no problem at all. Like, the people, when they would hear me speak English, they came up to me and said, "Hey, can you teach me English? Like, I can teach you Russian." So it's really, really easy to integrate, I would say.
And so did you learn Russian?
Yeah, of course.
That's great. And so you learned Russian. How long did it take you to pick Russian up?
I think like about a year, because at the company I was working at, there were a couple of people that spoke English, but from day one, everything really important was in Russian. So that's how I think you pick up the easiest, because at the supermarket, nobody speaks English. On the street, nobody speaks English. So there's only one way to go.
Yeah, no, I got it. So, what did you enjoy the most about your trip when you were in your working experience in Moscow? What was the most enjoyable?
I think one thing that was really nice was the office, because our offices were right on the Red Square. So the address was literally Red Square 3. So the view we had on the Red Square every day was amazing. And I would say we also had the working culture there is also interesting, because your supervisors, they give you a lot of let's say freedom and really let you get out there. So from day one on, I was doing meetings with people, like, I don't know, at some point I was meeting the head of a bank because we were discussing of purchasing a building in the city, and the guys were just like, yeah, go out there and do the meeting with the bank. And I met the CEO of the bank, and it was like the time where I was not so confident in Russian, so it was a really awkward situation talking with this guy with my broken Russian, discussing about purchasing a building basically in the city center of Moscow.
Well, you better hope you didn't make a mistake, right?
For sure. No, but it was great. The confidence they put into the people that worked there was amazing.
Wow, that's great. And then you decide, what made you decide to leave and go to CFA in Spain?
Yeah, so I wanted to, anyways. It was at one point when COVID really hit. The company I worked at was hit hard, because it had it basically operated a lot of shopping centers in Moscow, and they had to close for a long time. So then I was looking at things I still wanted to achieve in my life, and one of them was doing my master's in finance. So I thought it was a great time to enter into that phase. So I looked for schools where I could do that, and then found the school in Barcelona. And with the school in Barcelona, then we, as you said, did the CFA challenge, which is from the CFA Institute. And that's actually where I met with Paulina, because we were in the same team. We were representing our school for the CFA challenge, and evaluated a bank in Spain. And that's how we got so interested about evaluating companies. And that's how the initial idea of Linux also started.
Oh, that's great. And so what do you like about being in Barcelona?
The weather.
Is it weather now? Is it nice, or is it really hot?
I mean, I would say it's most of the time it's super nice.
Mm-hmm.
The people, and I think this is the biggest difference between Germany and here, is that everyone is just in a more relaxed mood, because the weather is so good, So there's no, everyone is just super, super friendly. It's insane. Like, everyone respects each other. The people are very friendly, and there's,
if you don't get something done, you can always do it mañana. I mean, that's really what they live by.
I'm going to tell you the thing, and I don't know if it's like this in Barcelona, but the thing that was really weird in Madrid was that the people would go out late at night, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. I'd never seen anything like it. And it was like so bloody hot during the daytime. It was tough to walk around. I mean, it's like real, and it wasn't even the hottest, right? But is it like, do you go out like at 8, 9 o'clock, and is that when you have your dinner?
I mean, that's early, I guess, here.
That's early?
Yeah.
Dinner's at 10 sometimes.
Yeah.
And you have dinner at 10 o'clock at night. What do you do? Like, when do you eat breakfast?
Like
good question.
7, 8.
You're out till 10 and you have breakfast at 7? That's amazing. Yeah. And what do you do? Like, do you just walk around the city and like look at sites, or what do you do?
I guess the 7 a.m. morning is still the German in us, and then we do need to kind of integrate here as well. So that's how this kind of food fiasco of eating early and then lunch and then late came abroad. I think that's where we're not really integrated yet, is with our early breakfast.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. And so was it difficult transitioning from a German mentality to a Spanish mentality?
Insane. Yeah.
What's a big?
I mean, at the company,
what are the three biggest differences? Like, what are the Thore? What, like, three biggest? What do you say?
So the biggest one for us is punctuality. Mm-hmm. Like, in Germany, you're 5 minutes early to a meeting, and here you're 15 minutes late on average. There's no meeting I think you can have with someone the other person, or where people are on time in general, I think. Yeah, that's for sure one. Then it's very casual in Barcelona. So people are very casually dressed. Like you almost don't see anyone in a suit and tie, almost never.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Well,
really-
that's
it's
like in
really-
Silicon Valley. You know, in Silicon Valley, it's a bad thing to have even a shirt like you have, right? They wear T-shirts a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're sure they have collared shirts and sometimes polo shirts, but it's actually a bad thing. They call them suits.
All right.
Yeah.
You got to be careful, and it's like that in Barcelona too.
Yeah, it's the same.
Huh.
You have to. I mean, the people that come to the office in Birkenstocks, you know, like it's very. But I mean, the temperatures are so high that actually everything else doesn't make sense, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how hot does it get there?
For in Celsius, it's going up to 40.
I think that's like 95 and or 100. Something like
Fahrenheit.
this. I think
104.
Yeah.
That's
So this will be like the maximum. So like
hot,
yeah,
yeah.
90, 95, 100. I think is in general. Like
You go
summer.
swimming, or what do you do when it's that hot?
Yeah, you go to the beach and you
Exactly.
cool down.
Really? Oh my God.
No, but that's really the reason why basically in Barcelona, I guess in the rest of Spain as well, August basically everyone takes
Yeah.
off. I mean, if you're doing, we're incorporating a company now, and then they already told us, okay, get everything done, like the tax office, and get all those things done before August, because you will not reach anyone there. So it's just, August is the hottest month, and so everyone just enjoys their life, and
Nothing is done in August.
Wow, that's amazing. So there's 4 weeks, and what does everybody take their vacation, and that's what it's like?
Yeah. You can literally not get anything done. Like everyone knows it, and nobody will be there for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder.
Okay, listen, we're coming up to the top of the show, so closing thoughts and how do people get a hold of you?
Basically, yeah, what we are really up to right now is, like, as we said, we founded this venture capital firm where we focus on impact investing, and that's like the hottest topic for us at the moment. Like we're trying to figure out a way how we can create our own impact investing framework where we can give our investors and startups the confidence that their impact, the impact they create, is actually measured, and that's what we are working on at the moment every day. And
yeah, so if there are any founders listening right now that would like to get some tips, or investors that look for impact investing, do reach out on LinkedIn or via email. We'll post in the comments of this chat in LinkedIn as well. Do reach out. We're always happy to have a conversation and learn from each other. And I think that's the really, really cool thing in the startup and VC area, is that people are so approachable. It's so easy to get close to really, really cool people and learn from each other. So I guess that's the takeaway is for founders, do ask, reach out, never be shy to ask for help.
No, that's great. Well, listen, Paulina and Thore, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on my show today. It's great seeing you. Enjoy yourselves. Have a nice rest of the summer. Good luck. And for all those companies out there that are looking for an incredible group, early stage of looking at an impact, give Paulina and Thore a call. They can help, especially if you're in the European Union. My name's Gary Fowler, and I am the host of GSD Presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech. Stay tuned for another exciting edition next Tuesday. See you all soon. Take care of yourselves. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.
Great.
Thanks.
Ciao.
Yep. Bye-bye.